All right. So Ashley, really quick, and Logan, hopefully Jessica's told you who I am a little bit, but I've been with Plexus for almost 11 years, just to give you a little bit of a background. I had done network marketing before Plexus and had a decent experience. The products were great. It was skincare, makeup. It was Arbonne actually. And I built a decent business after a couple of years. I was making around 1,500, give or take, to 2,000 a month. And then I got pregnant with my first kiddo and I was super, super sick with her. I didn't have Plexus at the time. My other pregnancies were vastly different. But anyway, so I stopped like really sharing about it. I wasn't doing parties. I wasn't sharing on social media, all the things like that. And my business literally dwindled from that 1,500 mark to zero in like less than 6 months. And so my mindset was like, there's not really financial freedom in this. You have to like bust it forever in order to make a paycheck. And what I have learned with Plexus is you can work really hard and with a lot of urgency and intentionality in the beginning, and that pays off for years and years to come. It is the definition of residual income. And so now, of course, I'm still working. I've had 3 or 4 calls already this week, but it has changed drastically to like that freedom and flexibility. So I can choose when I work. I can set my schedule, and I just think that's such a beautiful thing about network marketing. When you've been doing this for a while and you've built that business, but of course, you want a lot of urgency and consistency and intentionality as you are building to your goals. I always tell my team that, you want to continue to build your level 1 base and develop silvers and golds until you meet your goal. Right. And so you want to like think of it like I want to bring new level 1s in. I want to continue to grow those. I want to help people go silver, help develop people to gold until I hit diamond, right? And then you can kind of reassess or whatever your goal is. I had a girl who her goal was emerald because she would have more than replaced her income, and then she could quit her corporate job, and that was her goal. And she worked her tail off for 2 years until she hit that goal, and then she was able to kind of reevaluate and go, okay, now I think I can homeschool my kids. I still want to, I want to make it to sapphire and diamond, but it's at a different pace. And so I'm telling you all that to say that urgency is something I'm really passionate about, because as you are like really intentional on the day in and day out tasks and activities of your business and growing your own self and your own leadership, like that's going to pay off dividends in the years to come. So I wanted y'all to know I had done network marketing before, didn't have a great experience, didn't think I'd ever do it again. And then I found Plexus and I looked at our comp plan, and I was just honestly, I was amazed. And I thought, I can do this. This is different. This is not based on, all these different rules that just seem too difficult to like achieve or to maintain. And so I went all in again, and I went emerald 8 months later, and then sapphire at my year mark. And then I went on to be diamond around the 15-month mark. So I just wanted y'all to know a little bit about me. Oh, we have more people coming on. So I wanted to start. Tina and Christina, welcome. Y'all didn't get to hear much about kind of my background, but I have been doing Plexus for almost 11 years. And Jessica is a dear friend of mine, and she joined me 2 or 3 months after I went Emerald. So we've done a lot of this together. But I wanted to start just really quickly, and I'd love to hear from you if you're able to come off mute. Like, what is your goal specifically for this month? And then do you feel like there's anything that has you stuck or paralyzed or that you're struggling with that I can specifically help you address? Ashley?
So I'll come off mute
Yeah.
while I'm able to for a few minutes. Um, so my goal specifically for this month was to sign up 4 new VIPs and develop a silver.
Okay.
Um, so the place that I'm stuck is, I guess I'm just not getting a whole lot of feedback from like posts and contacts. I'm talking to, I think, 2 or 3 people right now, but just waiting to, I guess, get more interaction from my posts. So that's where I'm at right now with that. It's almost like people aren't seeing my post, or I just don't get much interaction from them. So I have done reach outs to the people that have liked my posts. I know I have a couple more I need to do, just from recent posts, but I just kind of have it in my mind that I'm going to be consistent and just keep pushing forward no matter how much interaction I get right now.
Yes, yes. So do you feel like the interaction, like aside from the post, like do you feel like the interaction when you're messaging people is falling short? Like you can't seem to like move the needle to the next step?
That is part of it, yes. And then really just getting much like response on the posts. So both of
Okay.
those things.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
So I obviously I don't know your business full in and full out. And I hope that some of these tips as I talk to y'all individually like can help everybody overall. But my first thought was, are you doing any type of engagement posts where you're having people love to give their opinion? Like asking questions to get people like interacting with you about anything. Like I swear I put up like an option for 2 bar stools the other day for my new house. And I got so many people messaging me about which bar stool I should choose. And so and when you do that, when you get that engagement, the next post you do should always be a Plexus post because it messes with the algorithm a little bit. Like, oh, Ashley got a lot of engagement, so we're going to show this up for Ashley's next post, and regardless of what that is. So I try to encourage people to do at least 2 or 3 engaging posts where you're asking people their opinion um, throughout the week so that you keep that engagement up. Does that make sense?
Okay.
And then
Hmm.
I personally, in the last couple of years, I get more interaction and conversation started in my stories versus in my posts. I don't know what it is, but I'll have hundreds of people watch my stories and message me through that way versus just like a Facebook or Instagram post. So, and that can vary from person to person, but I've started doing more Plexus in my stories. Just because that's where I'm getting the most interaction. So you definitely want to do both, right? But start kind of gauging like who is watching my stories, who is hearting my stories, who is watching each story as it goes. Like I'll look at that too and jot those names down. Like maybe you have like a 5 picture story, and I see that, 5 people stayed through the entire thing, right? They didn't click off on the second photo. So I know that there was interest there that I at least had them like engaged. And so then I'll reach out and say, hey, I saw you saw my story about triplex or restore or reset, whatever it is. And I'll start the conversation that way. And I've had a lot of really good luck with that. And I always like to ask questions. A lot of people say, like, thank you for your support on my post. I usually just jump in with a question and be like, I saw you commented, or I saw you liked it, or I saw you watched it. What was interesting to you about that? Like, I'm loving this reset, and just seeing that maybe you had some interest, like, got me really excited. I'd love to chat with you more about it. So, just having like energy too, like in your reach outs to people, I always like to say, like, assume the sell, assume the positive interest, as in, like, don't come in apologetically, like, hey, were you interested in the reset? Like, but more like, hey, I saw that you were kind of viewing that. I'm so excited about this reset. I lost 6 pounds the first time I did it. So many of my friends are having testimonies with this. I'd love to chat with you more. So bringing that like positive assumption that they will be interested and that they will want to purchase this from you. Does that resonate with anybody? I just think it makes such a drastic difference, like how we come to people. And I'm going to tell you something, anything I share here today is because I did it differently back in the day, and I've had to switch and pivot my approaches because I noticed I wasn't getting the interest level that I expected to get. And so I kind of had to look at myself and say, where's my energy? Where's my passion lying? Like, am I asking the right questions? Am I giving out too much information to actually sell this deal? Because they look at my 3 paragraphs and they go, well, shoot, it feels too complicated, right? So we have to always just kind of be aware of how people are interacting with us to see if we need to change things up. And then as far as Ashley, does that make sense? Like, is that
Yes.
resonating at all? Okay. Okay. Always
Yes.
like seriously stop me and say, that's not really what I'm talking about. Or if you have a follow-up question, because I want to make sure this is valuable for you. And then as far as messaging goes, I think Jessica posted this recently. I did a video on follow-up, like all my tactics on following up with people if I'm not getting a lot of interaction. And I know that when you're pushing for a specific goal, you feel that urgency like, oh, the month's running out. I really wanted to add 4. I really want to develop a silver. So don't be intimidated and don't be fearful of following up with people. And one of my best ways to do that is when I'm interacting with someone that has any interest, whether we're talking about products or business, I always tell them, hey, I'm going to circle back in with you in a couple of days and chat some more. So it never feels like, oh gosh, what do I say? Like, how do I go back and approach them? But like, because you're telling them, hey, I want you to read this information or this testimony or watch this quick video, whatever it is, and I'm going to check back in with you. So then you feel like that openness to come back and like continue that conversation. And that sounds so simple, but it has been one of the most impactful things for me when I started doing that, because I would find myself not following up or questioning myself, like, is it too soon? Are they going to be annoyed? But once I start telling them, I'm coming back for you, it feels different, right? And also they're expecting it. Did you have anything else, Ashley, specifically?
No, that actually covered a lot for me. So yeah, that's good information for me.
Good, good. And if you want me to send you that link, I don't know if you've watched that video because I talked through a lot of tips on follow up. If you want to message me after this, I'll send you the direct link to that if you want to just when you
Oh,
can watch it. Yeah.
okay. I haven't seen the video, so
Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
I will.
I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. Okay, Tamara, Logan, Christina, y'all have anything specific? What's your goal this month, Logan?
Okay. Goals. Jessica's getting me on the goals here. 10 people. I just started, but I have 5 right now and 2 more that I'll sign up this weekend. So 10's the goal right now, and then I mean making or helping develop a silver would be great. But my question that I'm thinking is, without experience, or they don't have experience with the products, how do I get them to want to be a silver? So maybe basically the business side of things, because I think I just got paid something the other day, but it's minimal, so it's not even it covers my product.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's easy to sell.
Yeah.
But business side of things and getting them bought into wanting to be a silver.
Yes. Okay. That's one of my favorite things to talk about. I actually had a conversation with another level 2 of mine yesterday about this. And first off, I think you definitely should share some aspect of you earning that first check. Like, oh my gosh, I knew it was going to be good, but just within a week, I have earned enough money to cover my full product order plus a tank of gas I got on this road trip. Like, just put that out there because, I mean, Jessica, even when I went Emerald and she texted me and said, call me, and I called her, she had no idea what I made. And when I told her what I was making a month, she was shocked. Like she was like, "Oh." And I'm saying that to say some people might think, "Oh, her cute little business. She might have made $20." But you saying, "I've only been doing this for like a couple weeks and I just got my first check and I know where I'm headed for the next check and it's a lot more than this." Like you're showing people this opportunity and that you're excited about it and you're actually giving them something tangible. Does that make sense? So I think that is super important just to put that out there. And one thing I'm starting to, even 10 years in, guys, like change up my verbiage some. And one thing I heard at convention, which made so much sense, is so many times I see in posts or just in voice messages, people be like, I'd love for you to join me in this. And what we've learned is people don't like commitment. And so when they hear join me on this journey, like whatever it is, they're kind of like, I don't want to join anybody. That sounds like a commitment. So instead, you're like, let's get started. Let's do this together. So a really good way you could approach this, Logan, that's been really beneficial for me and a lot of people on my team is when they get those products in, or even beforehand, get on a phone call with them, get on a Zoom with them, whatever is your way of communication, and saying something like this: Logan, I'm so excited for you to get your triplex in. I cannot wait for you to get started. Like, the health benefits are just incredible. Let me tell you something else, okay? This is kind of what we do on our team. And I like that phrase right there. This is what we kind of do. And I'll explain that in just a second. This is what we kind of do on our team. We love to help people earn a few $100s in their first month. And it's real simple to do so. This month, if you ask your sister and your best buddy and your husband and your mama, you can earn, I think it's, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's like the Fast Start Silver and the bonuses. I think it's like $466 if my math is telling me correctly. And so you're showing them, you're not saying like, I'd love to share this business with you, or I'd love to tell you about the income opportunity. You're basically saying, I would love to help you earn income this month. You're not talking about going silver. You're not talking about hitting the first rank, because that feels commitment. Instead, you're showing them, I would love to also help you make a few $100s this month. Is that something you're interested in? Super simple. I'll walk you through the whole thing. So then again, you're not asking them to commit to a business or to joining something, but you're asking them if they want to earn some income. Y'all, drastic difference for me and for people that I've coached this on, because it just has a different ring to it. And I think it is so important, like how we verbalize things and how we communicate with people, even though we're basically saying the same thing, we're just saying it differently. And that has really drawn people in. Now, you're not going to get 100% yes, but I'm sure most people, if you tell them, I can help you earn almost $500 this month, like that's going to perk their interest. My first paycheck, you guys, was $240. And that is what made me sit down and look at the comp plan, because I thought, good grief, I only got like 3 customers, and it was really organic. I just wanted people to try these products with me. And that was the way I approached it. Like, do this with me. Oh my gosh, I'm starting this. I'm really excited. I researched forever. I'm so pumped to try this. I want you to do it alongside me so we can like be accountable together. And I didn't even know how I made that money. And that's what made me sit down and look at the comp plan and intrigued me about the business. Because in my mind, I was like, I'm not doing network marketing again. I'm not spending all this time to build up this paycheck to lose it all. And so that is what drew me in, was that first paycheck. And so and then once they make that paycheck, right, they show interest, they make that income, then you can say more about the actual business opportunity and what it can mean, as you're continuing to sprinkle along through your posts, like what the business is doing for you. So you're almost like dropping these like gold nuggets on them through your sharing and your posting and what it's doing in your life. You help them make that income, and then you can talk more about the business opportunity. And I've seen that work really, really well. What are your thoughts on that, Logan?
Thank you. First of all, that was super helpful. I think you covered both the questions that I had, just selling business and then developing someone who doesn't have any product know-how. So, and that's been something that I've been doing, is let's hop on a phone call before you buy it so you know what you're getting. And then after you get it, I usually hop on a call with them real quick and let them feel like they know what they got and how to take it and all that. So I think I'm starting off strong, but I appreciate your help.
Yeah. And I think too, and I got away from this in COVID, to be honest with you guys. Like, I did a lot of this before COVID. And then I feel like COVID hit and we all kind of like became like keyboard warriors. I did a lot more face-to-face and phone calls before then. And so I've gotten back to that. And so now when I add a new customer, like I want to be talking to them versus like texting them or messaging them, because that's so much easier, to be honest. But I have found that my retention rate, like keeping those customers, I'd say 90% of my customers order month after month after month. And I have tried, especially in the past couple of years, and I have really tried to be intentional about like connection point, like even sending like 4 or 5 months in, I'll send them a sample packet of new products they haven't tried. Like I'll throw an active, a hydrate, a new flavor of Slim, some X Factor Kids vitamins if they have kiddos. Like I'll send them little love packets with a note with my appreciation. They come and thank me, and then I'm able to talk to them about the other products. It's just a really organic way to like build their belief in the products. And I'm a big believer that the more hooked they are on the products, the more open they are to the business, because they start thinking like, oh, well, I've been on triplex this whole time, but I'm actually really loving active. And now it's opening my mind to other people who could benefit from active. I talked to a teacher the other day and she was like, I mean, I've been on triplex for a long time, but no one's even told me about active. This wasn't my customer. It was at like a level twos, like new customer or new potential business builder. And she was like, active, oh my gosh, like all of my teacher friends would freaking love this product. Like, and so it opened her mind to maybe there's more potential out there for me to make some income than I even realized. And so I love to drip extra products on people too, because their belief grows and it starts stirring their minds of who else could benefit, right? And so many people come into this business for the products, and that can lead to business. The majority of people, I've actually did a survey on this a few years back. The majority of people start for the products and then fall in love and find the business, depending on how like their sponsor. There you go. See, that was me too. I had zero interest in the business. I wanted to lose baby weight. I started loving these products, and then I got that paycheck, and then I was like, well, shoot, I'm just gonna look. We'll just see. And then I was sold and went all in. And then we were debt free within a year of me actually starting the business part. And so it's been completely life changing for us. And so I just think that's so important too. And so I would encourage you too with your customer care, make it personal, make it connecting, get on the phone, get on a Zoom. And another thing that I've been recommending to people too is if you have like several people starting at the same time, so let's say you have 5 people start in July, reaching out and saying, hey, I'm going to start this thread where I'm dropping in like tips, maybe healthy recipes, encouragement, support, questions for you, because then that can build some community. And that can build some like friendships through like these people interacting with each other, even if they're strangers. It can start to build that community as people are doing it alongside each other. And then after it's been a couple weeks, saying, hey, I know some of y'all have expressed interest in like earning a couple $100 this month. I'd love to chat on the phone with you if you have any interest in that. I know I've spoken to a couple of you about it. I'd love to chat more about it. And so you're also like another way to like invite people in to hear more. And that's something I've seen work really well too. Anything else, Logan?
I think that's all the questions I have right now, but if I come up with something else,
Okay. And I am so happy. Like if y'all want to ever jump on like a 15-minute phone call or 20-minute phone call, just message me privately and we'll do that. Like if there's something really specific you want to hone in. I know Jess is going to be busy for the next several days. So I'm here to help, and I want to see y'all meet your goals this month. Okay, Tamara, Christina.
Okay. Okay, so my goals are go senior gold, 4 VIPs, 2 silvers, earn the creamy, and I think that I was trying to look back to find my notes, but I think it's 14 new people on my team is what I need to go senior gold.
Okay.
My question for you, wise one, is the the free reset this month. How are you? Give me some language to use, because I didn't use the products. I don't use the products for weight loss. And I don't feel like I draw a ton of people for that reason. So I'm just curious about, like, I've had a couple people reach out to me about weight loss stuff. And then this free reset came in and I was like, this is a great bridge to finish this conversation with them.
Yes.
But anyway, I've kind of messaged them. I mean, I have messaged them about the free reset, but I didn't get any engagement back. So I'm thinking, maybe I did that wrong. Maybe I need to.
Do you mind sharing with the group like how you kind of reached out to him about that?
Well, one of the guys that I reached out to last night, I was telling him about our weight loss and wellness chat that we had going last night, the event. And I sent the links would love for you to join, and just said, hey, also wanted to let you know that shopping cart I shared with you earlier actually comes with a free reset. Just started. Anyway, he didn't respond. I don't, I know people don't respond. That's
Yeah.
not normal, but I know it's to the end of the month, right? For the
Mhm.
free reset. So
Think
I
so.
feel like I've got a few people. I've had people reach out to me asking the question, how do I get the free reset? And for clarity, that's only for new VIPs, correct?
Think so, with 100
Okay.
PP plus order. Yeah, let me double check that, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Well, I thought you had to order, maybe I'm wrong. I thought in order to get it, you had to order the trim and
Yes.
detox, which is a higher order.
Yeah. No,
That's
as
the
soon as I
other thing
said
that
that, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Because
okay.
they're really trying to promote that this month.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so my first thought was, are you sharing about it in stories? Because there are a lot of reset testimonies. And I feel like more than anything, like before and afters seal the deal. I mean,
Mhm.
I would say, I'm not going to say every single time, but majority of the time that I have posted reset pics, I have people asking questions. Also, Tamara, it's not just about weight loss, right? Like that is definitely a perk and it's going to happen, but there are so many more benefits to that reset. So I think too, like I've seen a lot of stories and have done these myself where you're talking about the reset, like the benefits that it holds too, and then also showing the weight loss. So it's because it's so much more than just weight loss, right? Like it helps a ton of people after the 3 days, like with their sugar cravings, and like it literally like does what the name is. It like resets your metabolism. And so I'm not sciencey, but I'll pull like from other people's stories and like write out the benefits too, after showing those weight loss pics. So you might draw a different crowd, right? I mean, I've had some people who didn't want to lose weight that have done the reset and have felt really, really good on it. But as far as reaching out back to people, I think I would approach it more like, oh my goodness, I know we've talked about like the weight loss aspect and you've been interested in that. Literally, this is the best time for you to jump in on this. And here, let me tell you why. This is an $89 value and it's free when you order this pack that I was going to recommend to you anyway. And like, so come to them with, this is the best opportunity. People love the reset. They have results on it. You're going to experience X, Y, and Z, and then throw some pictures in there. Or you could ask the question, "Hey, do you want to see some pictures of like some friends of mine who have done this recently and like their results on it?" And then throw those in and let them see it because those pictures speak volumes to people. And so I would approach it that way, like sharing more information about the reset and then asking some questions to kind of like further that along. And then if they don't respond, I'd come back around 2 days later and say, I don't want you to miss out on this deal. Oh my goodness. Okay, what questions do you have? Like, what are you thinking? And listen, if you don't feel, this is one of my favorite things to do, you guys. Take notes. If you have someone who's not responding, one of my very favorite things to do is to say, hey, listen, if you've changed your mind, it's okay. Like, our relationship is like the most important thing to me. If you are feeling uneasy about it, or maybe you're wanting to wait till next month, that's great. Y'all, so when people aren't responding and I say something to that effect, they're like, no, 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 no. I'm so sorry I haven't responded. Vacation Bible school, vacation, traveling, burn my house down, like like whatever it is. Like they come back and they respond back to me because I'm basically like saying, you're ignoring me, but like in a nice way, right? Like, hey, if you've changed your mind, like I want you to know that like there's no pressure here. And that gets them to like respond back. Foolproof for me, foolproof, seriously. So Tamara or anybody else, if you're having those experiences where people aren't responding back, try that approach. If you followed up, I don't mean like the very first time they don't respond, but like 3 or 4 times in, if that needle is not moving along, it sounds weird, but that's been one of my best closing tactics, like closing the deal, because I'm basically giving them the freedom and the openness to be honest with me. And then that starts the conversation again if they haven't been like talking back and forth with me. It brings another time of connection. And then another thing that I do is I'll say, hey, I know you were super interested when we talked about this a couple weeks ago and you haven't ordered yet, which is totally fine. I'm excited for you to try these products. I just want to see if there's anything that's like hindering you or holding you back. Not like, do you have any questions? Because people can easily just say, no, I don't have any questions. But if you say, I'm just curious if there's something that's like hindering you or holding you back from trying this, because I want to help talk you through that. And I've gotten good response from that too. So again, it's like you're asking the same thing, but it's just changing like how you say it. Tamara, I feel like I see a confused face. What you thinking?
No, I'm thinking of another question.
Okay. What you got? Is that
Okay.
helpful though? Is that helpful? That verbiage?
No, that's good. That's good. I haven't ever, I think once I've sent 3 messages and there's like zero, and then initial we're having conversation and then I've sent nothing, 3 times and there's nothing. I'm like,
That's usually when most people back off. Honestly, that's when most people, I feel like at the 3-time mark, when they're not getting response, that's when they're like, well, I guess they're not interested. And they kind of like
yes.
they start getting that fearful feeling of like, I don't want to be annoying. I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to be a salesperson. Like that's when I start hearing those like mindset issues coming up. And that's when you use this approach that I'm talking about. The like, hey, is there something hindering you? Is there something
Yeah.
holding you back? Or if you've changed your mind, and that can start that conversation rolling again.
Okay. I have a question. This is, I'm curious, have you coached anybody or seen anybody that's entering like a really busy season or week, but they really need the needle to keep moving through that? For example, not next week, week after next, I'm going to be running a camp for
Mhm.
kids, and I'm not going to have a lot of time to be messaging people, following up, all of that.
Yeah.
And of course that's why I'm working harder now and all the things, but I'm thinking about, that's kind of what I was like, oh, I wonder if she has any tips on that week while I'm at camp. Would it be, I mean, an idea I have that just popped in my head is go ahead and formulate some posts that I could make and some things like that that could just be ready to drop that week.
I think that's a
Thinking
great idea.
through like an active post because I will be tired and those
Yeah.
kind of things. But
Yeah.
anything else that you have tips for me?
Yeah. I mean, I think that first of all was the first thing that popped in my mind, like already having pre-written posts and stories ready that you can like throw up while you're there. And so you're not, because I know for me, like what I have to sit down and like really think about what I'm going to say, and if you just have something already ready, then you're not going to be wasting time there. And then the time you do have can be if you're getting responses or your follow-ups. And I know that you're going to be super busy that week and you want to be present and you want to be intentional, but at least you have a plan like
Mhm.
going in. Okay, here's what I'm sharing. And then, I'll set aside some time, maybe it's 20 minutes a day to respond back to anyone asking questions or engaging with me. And then I think the other thing, if you have the capability to do this, is maybe like take some really intentional time until you go to camp. Like if you can get with your husband or get a sitter, whatever you need, and say, I'm going to spend 3 hours on this day, and this day. No distractions. I have my list ready of what I'm going to do, and really like hone in on all those follow-ups and those messages now. And then when you get
Mhm.
back from camp, maybe you have some more follow-up that you can do. So I would try to get as much done with intentionality, not nooks and crannies, like the real deal, sitting down with your goals for that 2-3 hour period of time. So it's almost like you're like doubling your work efforts now, since there's not going to be a lot of time during that. And then I
Mhm.
think another thing, Tamara, is, you know, I don't know the exact dates, and Jessica's probably not going to be around, and I don't know if I am either, but if I am, send me the dates later. Throw me in a 3-way chat. If you have someone who's super interested and ready, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I do not have time to engage in this, throw them in a 3-way chat and say, this is my good friend Tamara. She would love to help you get started. I'm at this kids camp, but I know you're excited about the combo, whatever it is. She can help walk you through, and I'm more than happy to do that. So use people in that time if it's needed.
Okay. Okay. That's a good thought. Okay.
We have like less than 2 minutes left, and it's going to end us. So Christina, anything real quick? And y'all can message me too in that thread, and I'll answer anything that we didn't get covered.
You're good. I don't know that I have any additional questions. Yeah, my story is just I had been Plexus before. I had stopped, so I'm coming back, and I would say like long term, like yeah, goal long term is just like a consistent 500 a month. I mean, sure, like Emerald Diamond, like super cool, but for me right now, because I do have a full-time job and 4 babies, and so yeah, just the extra would be awesome. So
What's your
that's
rank
where
right
we're
now?
at. I literally just started last week, so I
Okay.
don't have one yet.
Okay.
We're getting there.
Oh, that's great. So I would love to see
Yeah.
you go silver this month. You can do that.
Yeah,
You can do
yeah,
that. That's 3 people that you're inviting in to like, and you could even like share, like, I did this a long time ago. I've gotten back into this. Here's the reasons why. This is what I'm excited about with my health. This is what I'm excited about in this, in pursuing this $500 a month. And just like be vulnerable and open and like invite those people in to do it with you. And then girl, you're silver. Like that's amazing.
yep,
Okay, ladies, I
yep.
think
That's wrong.
it's about to cut us off. Loved this time. I wish it was longer. I am going to offer some more times. And again, please, if you have any specific questions, please message me privately and I'm happy to jump on a call with you or voice message back and forth, whatever works. I hope this was helpful, you guys.